Beyond the mask unveiling the anti-hero, they are the rebels, the outcasts. They live in the shadows, far from the shining ideals of heroism. Anti-heroes challenge our perceptions of good and evil. These aren't your typical heroes. They are rough around the edges, driven by their own desires, often outside the law. Yet we find ourselves drawn to their complexities. Anti-heroes reflect the struggles and contradictions we see in ourselves. They are not perfect beings on a quest for justice. They are survivors, driven by pain, anger, and a desire for revenge. Their methods are often brutal, their choices questionable. But within that darkness, a flicker of humanity remains, capable of acts of kindness, love, and sacrifice. This is the heart of the anti-hero, recognizing the potential for both good and evil within us all. Sometimes the line between hero and villain is razor thin. The allure of darkness. Why we root for the flawed. Why are we so drawn to these morally ambiguous characters? Perhaps it's their honesty. Traditional heroes, with their unwavering morality, can feel unattainable. Anti-heroes, however, are flawed. They make mistakes, they struggle. They remind us that it's okay to not be perfect. Their flaws make them relatable. We see our own imperfections reflected in their struggles. We understand their anger, their pain, their need for redemption. We root for them not because they are always right, but because they are trying to find their own way in a world that often seems devoid of clear choices. Their rebellious nature also holds a certain appeal. They challenge authority, question the status quo, and refuse to conform to societal expectations. In a world that often feels restrictive, their defiance is exhilarating. They represent the freedom to carve our own paths, even if it means going against the grain. Moreover, their complexities make them fascinating to watch. They are unpredictable, capable of both great good and terrible evil. Their motivations are often murky, their actions driven by a tangled web of emotions and experiences. This moral ambiguity keeps us on the edge of our seats, unsure of what they will do next. A gallery of rogues, iconic anti-heroes in popular culture. Anti-heroes are not a new phenomenon. Literature, film, and television are replete with examples of these compelling characters. Take, for instance, the brooding Heathcliff from Emily Bronte's Wuthering Heights, or Travis Bickle, the disillusioned taxi driver in Taxi Driver, and Walter White, the chemistry teacher turned meth kingpin in Breaking Bad. These anti-heroes force us to confront the complexities of human nature and morality. Section 4. Shattering the mold: anti-heroes versus traditional heroes. The emergence of the anti-hero signals a shift away from the traditional hero archetype. Classic heroes, often cut from a mythological cloth, represent ideals of courage, selflessness, and unwavering moral integrity. They are beacons of hope, inspiring us to strive for greatness and fight for what is right. Anti-heroes, on the other hand, defy these conventions. They are driven by personal motives, often fueled by anger, revenge, or a desire for power. Their methods are unorthodox, their moral compass is askew. They operate in the shadows, blurring the lines between good and evil. Unlike traditional heroes who inspire through their unwavering virtue, anti-heroes challenge us to confront the darkness within ourselves. They remind us that the path to redemption is rarely straightforward, and that even those with good intentions can stumble and fall. Their rise in popularity reflects a growing disillusionment with traditional heroism. In a world where corruption, violence, and injustice often seem to reign supreme, the classic hero can feel out of touch, their unwavering morality a stark contrast to the complexities of the real world. Section 5. Walking the tightrope: morality and the anti-hero. The allure of the anti-hero lies in their moral ambiguity. They are not bound by the same rigid codes of conduct as traditional heroes. They operate in the gray areas of morality, often making choices that are both reprehensible and understandable. This moral complexity is central to their appeal. They force us to question our own values, to confront the uncomfortable truth that right and wrong are not always clearly defined. They remind us that everyone is capable of both good and evil, and that the choices we make shape who we become. Their actions, while often questionable, can have a profound impact on the narrative. They can challenge corrupt systems, expose hypocrisy, and even bring about positive change, albeit through unconventional means. Their willingness to operate outside the law allows them to address issues that traditional heroes, bound by their own moral codes, may not be able to tackle. The moral ambiguity of anti-heroes is not an excuse for their actions, but rather an opportunity for reflection. By exploring their complexities, we gain a deeper understanding of the human condition, with all its flaws and contradictions. If you enjoyed this journey into the world of anti-heroes, don't forget to like and subscribe for more captivating content.